How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about R. Kelly being arrested yet again on sex crime related offenses. Now, this is much more serious than the previous arrest, which was in June. That was by the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. They got him on 11 felonies, 5 counts aggravated criminal sexual abuse, 4 counts aggravated criminal sexual assault, and 2 counts of criminal sexual assault. I would assume that all of these crimes are related to the underage girls that he has allegedly been abusing all throughout his entire career, but that's a different story. So for now, we'll move on. The second arrest, which was, I think, yesterday, Thursday, July 11, 2019, these are federal offenses, okay? In 2 different places. You have the Northern District of Illinois. You got the U.S. State's Attorney on that situation in that particular district, and they got him on 13 count indictment of child porn, enticement of a minor, and obstruction of justice. Then there's a case in New York, more specifically Brooklyn, New York, and you got a 5 count indictment there. They got him on racketeering, violation of the Mann Act, and allegations of forced labor. So this guy is really in some serious trouble. It's not like it was before, back in, I think, the early mid-2000s, where he got in trouble with the same kind of thing, but it was a slap on the wrist. Very similar to Jeffrey Epstein. Very similar. Both got crimes in New York, both accused of trafficking children for a very long time. Both went to jail or were in the justice system years ago, but got a slap on the wrist. Hopefully they can both be locked up in New York where they both have charges and be cellmates, but that's a different story. And again, we'll move on. He's in some serious trouble. Now, let's back up a little bit and explain what could be the genesis of all these charges. Why does he have violation of the Mann Act? What is the Mann Act? Forced labor? What are all these words and phrases that are being used? Let's start with the Mann Act. If you violate the Mann Act, what you are being accused of doing is transferring women and or girls across state lines for the purposes of sexual trafficking, rape, or something like that. So prime example, if you are doing what R. Kelly is accused of doing and going state to state, country to country, trying to recruit young girls to be part of your little sex cult or whatever the case may be, you take a girl from California and bring her to Illinois, that right there, that's violation of the Mann Act. Okay, so that's one charge right there. And then the whole thing about forced labor, the girls I'm hearing were held hostage. They couldn't do anything without his permission. I'm talking about eating, going to the bathroom, really basic things. So you basically have sex slaves in your house, prisoners. And then, of course, criminal sexual assault, abuse, or whatever. That's because you are engaging in sexual relations with underage girls, raping them. And he also allegedly passed a venereal disease to one of the underage girls, or at least exposed her to it. So there's a lot here. This guy, R. Kelly, had been doing it for a very long time, allegedly. Again, I can't say he did it until he gets convicted, but we all know what's going on. He would put it in his music. My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. Okay, that was a song that he put out. That was the first lyric in the song with no music. So he wanted you to hear that. Also with Aaliyah, he was married to the singer Aaliyah when she was 15 years old and he was 27. They faked the certificate in Cook County. And if I could find that, I'll place that on the screen before you, talking about she's 18. So it's not like he didn't know how old she was. He knew very well how old she was, but faked the certificate. Now, I think her parents found out and had it annulled soon afterwards. But you're dealing with a grown man and a little girl being married to her. Now, there's rumors floating around why he may have been married to Aaliyah. I heard that she may have been pregnant, and to kind of cover that up and not have it be this big spectacle, he got married to her. It doesn't make any sense because she's still 15 years old. I mean, we're not dealing with a rocket scientist here, apparently. But there's much more. I mean, his music, he had gone, I think, somewhere in Africa, and on stage, he was singing, do you have your passport? Do you have your shots? Would you like to come back with Rob to America? And if you want to hear that, I'm not making it up. If you want to hear that, I'll place a link to my Instagram page where it's right there. in the description box below. I would play it right here, but I don't want to get a copyright strike or whatever. But that's what he was saying on stage, singing it. Background singers were involved. People around him were involved. Now, I'm kind of curious to the timing of this whole situation. Okay, you just had Jeffrey Epstein, a guy that has similar charges and a similar pattern of behavior to R. Kelly. He just got knocked in New York. So did Jeffrey Epstein snitch on R. Kelly? Did R. Kelly go on Jeffrey Epstein's private plane and take a trip to that island? Okay, is that what's going on? Was he on a charter of people? I mean, we know Slick Willie was on a plane a bunch of times. He even admitted that. He was just saying, no, we were just going for humanitarian reasons, is that and the third. All right, whatever you say, Bill. Wink, wink. Okay, Kevin Spacey was on there. You know, Kevin Spacey, he has been accused of raping boys that were underage. And then when he got accused of doing that, he came on Twitter talking about, oh, yeah, I'm gay. All right, so you want to be accused of rape and then come out as gay? That's your cover up. But anyway, we know that Jeffrey Epstein has some big celebrity friends, quote unquote friends, that were probably engaged in some illicit behavior with underage girls with him. Okay, it's not even really an alleged with Jeffrey Epstein because he already pled guilty to having sexual relations with underage girls in 2008. So it's not even about alleged. All that we're trying to figure out right now is to what extent did he actually abuse young girls? Who was doing it with him? Could it have been R. Kelly? It seems kind of fishy, the timing. You get Jeffrey Epstein and then you have R. Kelly. And R. Kelly had already been locked up for the state charges in Cook County. I guess he was able to make bail a couple times. Now he's going to be in a federal prison, and I don't think you're going to be able to get bail from that. Jeffrey Epstein is trying to get a bail package of like $77 million, and they're still holding him in Manhattan Correctional Center, if I'm not mistaken, the federal jail before you go to prison. So I doubt that R. Kelly will be able to get out anytime soon. I think that Jeffrey Epstein and R. Kelly both need to get put up under the jail. This has gone on for far too long. We've known about R. Kelly for a long time. This ain't nothing new. This is no surprise. We had been hearing about the sex cults and the prisoners and the underage girls and the Leah and everything else. We've known about it for a long time. So it's high time that he gets locked up for what he has done. And I hope other people that are aligned with R. Kelly doing this kind of thing, and also Jeffrey Epstein, all get under the jail with him. And like I said before in previous videos, if I were a king, if I could rule by fiat, they might get a punishment that is much more than just getting put into the penitentiary or up under its basement. So that's pretty much all I got. What say you? Do you think that R. Kelly will be found guilty of a lot of these charges? Let's just rehash it a little bit. We're talking about federal charges and state charges. Okay, state charges may be a little bit lax sometimes. It may not necessarily go through. But when the feds come get you, when they pick you up with Homeland Security, Chicago police, and they have charges in different states, you're talking about forced labor, slavery, the Mann Act, racketeering, underage girls, child porn. It's a wrap for you. If they got hardcore evidence too, it's a done deal. How about Jeffrey Epstein? Will he actually get locked up for real and not go to a club fed type situation where you're able to have weekend jail, fly on your jet, do whatever you want to do in the meantime, in between time? Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.